Hey, what's up guys, it's your man JB here, and in this video I am making a bar, an outside mobile bar. You know, the type of thing that people use at weddings and parties and that kind of thing. Got a party myself happening in just a couple of weeks, and I thought, you know what, rather than hire one, and they were a bit pricey, do you know what, I'm going to make one myself. And I'm making it mostly out of pallet wood. There is a little bit of treated timber that I bought to help me with this project and help me make the bar, but the majority of it is going to be made out of pallet wood. So stay tuned and check it out because it's coming up right now. Oh yes, welcome to JBTV. So welcome to my rather busy little garage workshop, which is a little bit full up at the moment because I've got absolutely loads of pallet wood piled up everywhere, particularly behind the camera and just to the sides here. I have already started putting the bar together, and I just wanted to, I guess, show you what I've done so far rather than see me make this. It's pretty straightforward. I've got a couple of bits of pallet wood here that I've used for the ends, and this is the treated timber that I've bought. Some 2x2 which I have glued and screwed onto the ends of these bits of timber here. So this is the very first part of the frame that I've made. The next thing I'm going to do is to make a smaller frame that comes off the side of here, and I'm going to do that again with another piece of this pallet wood. So I've got another one here which I will put in this position, and then again have this 2x2 on the top and on the bottom. I've cut 4 of these 2x2 timbers at 500 long, and what I need to do now is to fix this to the end of this here, and then also put another one here, and then we'll fix this section to the other section. So we just countersink those, and we'll just tidy up the underside of the hole just so we get a nice flush flat fitting with these timbers here. I'm using these 18mm screws to go through this timber, so you can see roughly how much it's going to go into this timber, plus I'm gluing it, and plus it's going to be cladded, so by the time all the timber's together, it's going to be solid, man. Stick some glue on the ends. I know it's the end grain. I know it's the end, and I've had comments before about it soaks in and it doesn't stick. It will stick enough, as I say, with all the cladding on it. Probably won't even need this, but I want to put it on there. The great thing about using this 3x2 pallet wood is there's going to be hardly any bend in the join here. If it was just 2x2 and 2x2, it would probably bend quite a bit, but because it's wider here, it gives it a lot more stability. Right, so we just do the same to the other end, and I like to clamp this section to the bench as I'm doing right now, because I know that this is exactly 90 degrees. Get the framing square up, let's see what that's like. That's not bad at all. Just allowing for a little bit of warpage in the pallet wood. I think these are 5/80s screws, yeah, they're size 5/80s, and I'm using a 4mm drill bit, so that doesn't make it too tight, but it makes it tight enough to pull And of course I haven't done it all the way through, as in the full depth of the screw. You don't want to do that. You want to keep it short so it has got the opportunity to bite into the timber. Otherwise it's just not going to grip. As long as they sink in a little bit, because I'm going to have timber sitting on top of here. Right, there we go. Just need to make another one of these. In order to keep this bar as light as possible, I'm using some pieces of timber like this that I've cut to actually join this part of the frame to this one. I was going to use another piece of this in here and then screw those together, but I thought rather than do that, if I put this on here and then I can attach that to that, that will be a lot better and a lot lighter. So we'll go ahead and do that right now, and we'll start off by putting some glue on here. Oh yes, we love the glue. Right, I think we've got that in the right position. So we'll just drill that through a little bit. Just like that. So I need to do another one at the bottom and two on the other side. I've got all four of these attached now, so what I can do is take my end piece. It's not going to matter too much which way it goes on, and so that is now going to fit on here like so. So I'm going to screw that into position here and here. I'm going to put a brace in the bottom here because this bit's almost going to be floating. So that will keep that at 90 degrees. I shall put another one of these on here and run another piece of timber all the way across here. So I'm not going to worry too much about making sure this stays at 90 degrees as I screw it, as long as it's roughly right. But we'll get the frame in square nonetheless, and just make sure that it is 90 as much as possible. There we go, that looks pretty good there. I'm only going to get one screw in on the top here, so it's not actually going to be enough to prevent it from twisting. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm not going to get it much better than that at the moment. So we'll just screw that in there. I can't do the bottom just yet until I turn it upside down. So I shall just leave that for a moment. I should do the other end, then flip it. I've flipped it over and now I'm just going to screw it in from the bottom. So you can see here that it is a little bit out, so we'll get a screw in there and then we can pull it in while we put the braces in. I've cut a couple of these angled braces, and as you can see I've got one on the bottom here. I've set that with the frame in square, that's exactly 90 degrees, and then I've glued and screwed one of those in there, so the bottom of that's not going to move at all. Just need to get this one on the other side. So I'm going to leave that exactly where it is. We'll just mark where this is going. Holes in. I've got some nice 5x50 screws here. A load of glue on here. Then these screws should just fall in to the holes that I've made. There we go, that one's gone in. So get it in the right position before you commit and really go for it. There we go, you can feel that one's poured in. So we can just look at that. Perfect. Come on. It's not going to be long before I can get some slats on top of here to make my first worktop. And don't worry if you're thinking, oh, I need a brace in here, because I don't, because once that's cladded, that's, you know, all the weight of the shelf's going to go onto the cladding. What I need to do next is put another piece of timber across here, but I'm not quite sure how I'm going to support that one just yet. Okay, so I haven't used this 2x2 to fix the two ends here. What I have used is this bit of pallet wood, which is self-supported, and because it's thin and wide, it means I haven't got to support it. So that on its own is absolutely perfect. So what we need to do now is get all the slats on top. Oh, and look who's joined me. Hey!
Hello!
It's Mark, it's my man Mark. Now we're going to get this job done twice as quick. What we're doing next is getting this timber onto the frame to create the first worktop. So we've just sorted out the order in which these are going. I've made sure the edges are nice and square, and then we're going to start getting them fixed to the frame and then chop the ends off. So yeah, here we go. It's all coming together. All the bits of timber on top are stapled down, and rather than cutting each one on the saw, we've put them on, and I'm just going to run the skill saw down it so we get a nice, hopefully, straight edge. Right then, as you can see, we've made this little frame here, which we've now screwed onto this top. So this is going to start making the next section, the raised part of the bar. So obviously we've screwed this down and then put this bit on top, because we haven't got a screwdriver that narrow. So that's all been glued and screwed. That's feeling pretty good. And I must say the whole thing's looking pretty good at the moment. What we need to do next is to start working out how we're going to build these side bits. So we'll crack on with that bit right now. Right, so we've got this 2x2 going on the bottom, then we're using this 3x2 pallet wood, which we'll then screw here, and this is going to give us a bit of space to put some cladding to make it all look nice and fancy. These ain't going nowhere. Check out these. Yeah, that's not going to need gluing. Oh yes. Perfect. Then we'll stick a bit on the top. Yep. Yep. Okay, so with the side sections of the frame done, we've now cut one more bit of 2x2, and this is going right about here, if we can squeeze it in. There we go, just about goes in. So this will form the section where we're going to put the rest of the worktop or the bar. So let's get that done now. Oh yeah. Oh yes! Now we've added this centre support here because there was a little bit of bounce in this timber, but now that is really solid. So all the framework done. What we need to do now is start cladding it. We've got our pieces of pallet wood cut for the side now, so what we're going to do next is just start pinning these on. So that's one side done. What we'll do next, we'll get the other side done and then get the front done. As you can see, we've got all the cladding on the front done now, so it's really taking shape and it's looking really good. All we've got left to do is to put the timber on the top here, and what we've done just now is just working out, making sure that these all fit properly and it all fits nicely. So I've just cut one of these down very slightly. This one here, it's just a little bit narrower than all the others, but basically they all fit really nice now. So the next job is to get all of these in line with this inner part of timber here, so that will form a nice straight line here, and then we're just going to run the skill saw all the way down the front so we get a nice straight line all the way through. Oh yes, we're nearly there. All the top pieces are on, last bit being stapled. Oh yes, now all we need to do is just run down that front edge with the skill saw. Right then, so we bought the bar outside because we got it finished in the garage, in the workshop, and we brought it outside to and did cover it over for the evening. So I've taken the cover off and I'm going to give it a quick sand. So let's just have a quick look at it. So obviously that's how the front looks, and then if we go round the back, there we go, look at that, fantastic. So the bit I'm going to focus on sanding is this top bit here. Try and get these a little bit smoother because there's some big kind of steps on some of these. I'm not expecting to get these right down, but just take some of these edges off, and then also on this section as well. So yeah, let's get on to that now. So there we go, all done. Lovely job. Well, I'm glad that's done. I'll be on to the next project very soon, no doubt. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, hope you like my mobile bar, and if you've got any questions or comments, then do leave those in the comments box below. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, that would be absolutely fantastic, and I'll see you lot on the next video.